a new record for our mission to the Sun, the end of an era for a prolific planet hunter, and our next mission to Mars nation. A few of the stories to tell you about this week at NASA. Our Parker Solar Probe is the new record holder for closest approach to the Sun by a human-made object. According to calculations by the Parker Solar Probe team, on October 29th, the spacecraft passed the current record of 26.55 million miles from the Sun's surface, in April 1976. When it makes its final closest approach in 2024, Parker Solar Probe is expected to be just 3.8 million miles from the Sun's surface. After 9 years in deep space, we are ending the science operations of our Kepler Space Telescope. Data collected by Kepler have helped us discover there are more planets The telescope has discovered more than 2,600 planets during its mission, many of which could be promising places for life. Kepler will be retired into a safe orbit away from Earth. After our Dawn spacecraft missed several communications sessions with our Deep Space Network, mission managers ended the historic mission, concluding that the run out of the fuel it uses to orient itself in space. Launched 11 years ago, it became the first mission to go into orbit around two destinations beyond Earth, visiting the two largest objects in the main asteroid belt, Vesta and Ceres, the dwarf planet it is currently orbiting. Dawn is expected to remain in orbit around Ceres for at least 20 years. Mission managers previewed the InSight mission to Mars during an October 31st briefing at NASA headquarters. The InSight lander is scheduled to touch down on the red planet on November 26th. Its suite of instruments will study Mars quakes and other activity deep below the Martian surface to help us better understand how all rocky planets formed, including moon.
On Mars, the atmosphere is thick enough to burn you up on entry.
Our new 8-episode podcast, On a Mission, takes you with InSight on its mission to Mars. Episode 1 lays out the odds of actually reaching the surface safely. Fewer than half of Mars missions make it. The first 2 episodes are available online at nasa.gov/podcast. InSight website, SoundCloud, and Apple Podcasts. On October 31st, engineers at our Stennis Space Center in Mississippi conducted another hot fire test of an RS-25 engine controller for use on a future flight of our new Space Launch System, or SLS, rocket. SLS will use 4 RS-25s to launch astronauts in our Orion craft to deep space destinations, including to the vicinity of the Moon and Mars. Urban air mobility was the focus of an industry day on November 1st in Seattle. Urban air mobility is defined as a safe and efficient system for passenger and cargo air transportation in and around an urban area. We are working with industry academia and the Federal Aviation Administration to test concepts and technologies necessary to help move this industry forward. Engineers recently tested a subscale model of our X-59 Quiet Supersonic Technology X-plane in a wind tunnel at our Langley Research Center in Virginia. The X-59 will demonstrate quiet supersonic technologies in straight and level flight over a large area. Data from this project could be the path for new commercial markets in supersonic flight in the United States and internationally. That's what's up this week at NASA. For more on these and other stories, follow us on the web at nasa.gov/twan.
Station, Houston, are you ready for the event?
Houston Station, I am ready for the event.
And please call station for a voice check.
Station, this is Kevin Dugan. How do you hear me?
Hey, Kevin, and hey, Fort Collins. I hear you loud and clear. Welcome to ISS.
Well, thank you very much for speaking with us today.
Talk with folks from Colorado.
So it's morning here. What time is it where you are?
Well, right now it is 2 p.m., so I think we are about 7 hours ahead of you there in Mountain Standard Time. And, of course, yeah, you
No, I said it was morning here. It's 7 in the morning. It's a beautiful day in Fort Collins. And where is
absolutely. It's always a beautiful day in Fort Collins.
Yeah. And where is the space station relative to the Earth right now?
Boy, Kevin, that's a great question. If I actually looked, I'm going to pull up my handy-dandy laptop while I have me right here, because we actually have this fantastic program that tells us where we're at, and we travel so fast around the Earth. I mean, we're circling the Earth every 90 minutes and basically traveling at 17,500 miles an hour. So answer in a second, because we travel so fast from continent to continent, it is difficult for us to keep up.
Not bad. So how's the mission going, Serena?
The mission is going fantastic. You know, it's been a very busy mission. It was interesting because we all looked at our watches the other day and said, we have just passed the 150-day mark for this mission, and we can't believe how fast it has gone. and just the amount of science that we've performed and how many things have happened. And we've seen one crew already depart us, and then another crew was supposed to join us but didn't quite make it. So we've got us 3 up here right now, but we're doing really, really well.
Good. And I know there were some challenges or problems with the replacement crew. Has that been worked out?
Yeah, absolutely. And Roscosmos, our partner, has been in the process of a pretty big investigation and has been keeping everybody in the loop so far. And they did present that long ago, and they are confident that they successfully have figured out what caused the failure to that Soyuz. And so since that time, we have scheduled the next launch for the next crew that's going to be coming up, and they'll be scheduled to launch out of Baikonur on December 3rd, and that'll be Anne McLean, David St. Jacques, and Oleg Kononenko.
Oh. Oh, I'm sorry. When are they expected to come up and replace you?
So they'll be launching on the 3rd, and right now they're scheduled to do what we call a shorter rendezvous profile, a 4-orbit rendezvous. So they will actually launch and dock on the same day. That's in comparison to our flight. When we launched on June 6th, we actually took a 2-day ride. And they will be with us for about 17 days, because right now our crew is scheduled to undock Kazakhstan time on December 20th.
December 20th. Okay. So you've been
and
there
just so
since
you know,
June.
we just departed the east coast of the United States, and we're in the Atlantic, heading south.
So I asked readers for questions that they might want to ask you, and I got a few responses. And one of them, and I'm sure you get this all the time, is, you've been up there since June. What do you miss most on Earth, or from being on Earth?
That's pretty easy, and that's your family. It is even prior to preparation or to the actual launch of the flight itself, you are in training for about 2 to 2.5 years. And most of that time, you're overseas. Number one, training on the Soyuz vehicle that we fly on and training on the Russian systems and also all of our other international partner modules. And so you're gone. During that time period as well. And then I left Houston at the end of April to prepare for this launch. So I think folks think that when we leave for launch, we go right to Baikonur and launch in a couple days, but it takes a lot of preparation to get ready to that point. So I am looking forward to seeing my family and seeing Earth.
Well, it sounds like it's been a great experience for you professionally. What about personally? I mean, what is it like to be up there, and how can you not just stare out the window all day long, looking at the view?
Yeah. Yeah, so sometimes, it's funny, some days you're so busy with all the work and all the science that you almost don't find time to look out the window, and we do have to remind ourselves to go to the cupola and just stop and take a deep breath and look. Personally, a lot of the science that we've been doing up here it's been very personally and professionally very gratifying, especially as a physician, because I feel like a lot of the science we're doing up here does benefit kind. And so for me, that was one of my personal goals when I got up here, would be to perform science in those areas, and we've been able to do that. So, and it's not just human science that we perform, obviously. There's everything from material science to technology demonstrations. So my day is all over the map when it comes to activities. In fact, today, right before I stepped into this interview, at the plants that we are growing in the Columbus module. We're trying to grow some plants so we can have a salad in time for Thanksgiving, and so we're growing some kale and lettuce right now, and we were checking on those crops.
I know in reading about your interests in your career, that you are interested in the effects of microgravity. Body, and over time, as a physician and as a crew member, have you noticed any differences or any changes in yourself?
Yeah, I think absolutely. When you first get up here, it takes you a little bit of time to get used to being in microgravity. There's this massive fluid shift that occurs and goes towards the little stuffy, it looks more full. And if you look at a picture of us compared to on the ground, you'll see that fullness and sometimes that red, ruddy complexion. Sometimes your nose feels a little bit more stuffy as well. Besides that, those were some of the biggest changes. At first I didn't have much of an appetite. That quickly came back. Up here, and honestly, after a couple weeks, everything felt really normal. My body felt really good, and I felt like I was really back on Earth, except for the fact that I was floating everywhere. Now, we actively work to kind of keep our bones and our muscles strong, and so we do work out up here about 2 to 2.5 hours every day, and that's not an option. For us. That way, when we return, our bones and muscles stand a much greater chance of getting back to where we were.
Well, that leads me to another question from our readers. What do you do for entertainment?
Yeah, so actually, we kind of have a standing tradition. So Saturday night is movie night for the crew, and we have dinner together, and then we gather at about 9 or 9:30 p.m. and everybody gets their chance to pick a movie. And since there are only 3 of us up here right now, then about every third week we each get to pick our own movie. And then we also come up with some pretty creative games up here to play as well. I mean, when you're floating everywhere, then you can think of got some different toys, some soccer balls and stuff like that as well. So as long as we keep the station safe, we come up with some really unique ways to have fun. And it's just nice to relax at the end of a long week of work, because we do have 12-hour days up here, and just relax and talk about each other's families and enjoy a meal together.
Do you have much contact with your family?
Yeah, absolutely. So we do have programs up here that do allow us to pretty much call any cell phone we want at any time of day, as long as we have the satellite coverage. So that part is nice. I can talk with my family daily if I want to. And then each weekend we have a video conference so we can see each other as well as hear each other. And I think that's very talking on the phone is good, but being able to see your loved ones is even better.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know you graduated from Poudre High School in '93. Do you still have connections? Do you still have connections to Fort Collins?
My mother still lives there, and so we try and come back because we love to be in Colorado as much as possible. And actually, I think almost a couple months ago, I did a great downlink event with Poudre High School, and the same teachers that I had for chemistry was the one person, Mr. Linzicki. He was the one that helped me organize this event from the beginning. So I can't believe that he taught me when still there teaching and is just fantastic. And so it was really nice to be able to connect with him and some of the other teachers and coaches that I had throughout high school and just reconnect with them again. So that was one of my most favorite events.
Yeah, that's nice. Well, along those lines, I did receive a note from Steve Shell, who himself as your humanities teacher in high school, and he says that he waves every time you go over in the space station, but you've yet to return that. So he's wondering what's up with that.
Yeah, please tell Mr. Shell that I really remember his senior humanities class. That was fantastic. I actually still remember where I classroom. It just the memories are very vivid from my time at Poudre High School, and I just had a fantastic time. And so it makes me really happy to learn that these folks that they support us so much and they remember because we as students certainly remember what teachers had an impact on us, and certainly Steve was one of those amongst many. But for for us as well is really special, because I think your most formative years, some of your most formative years, are when you're in high school, and when you draw on a lot of your teachers and coaches for support, certainly with your career and where you're heading, because you just don't know, and they were just fantastic.
Were you thinking in terms of being an astronaut when you were in high school?
Yeah, in fact, if you read my little saying that I had in the Poudre High School yearbook, it says, keep an eye out for me in the stars. And I kind of wrote that thinking, boy, I hope this comes true. I didn't know at the time, but I've wanted to be an astronaut since I was little. I just didn't know what career path I would take. And that took many twists and turns. After high school, but it all ended up working out fine.
Yeah. Well, here's another reader question. Have you seen any UFOs?
Yeah,
You
we
knew
get
that
that a
was
lot.
coming.
So I'm assuming they
Yeah,
mean
I
besides
bet.
my other crewmates. No, I have not from up here. Actually, what was really cool the other night, we were all in the cupola because we had a night pass over and it was clear, no clouds. And just to see the lights from the landscape. And so Alex, our commander, was kind of looking out one window. I was looking out one window, and Sergei was looking at another window. And at different times, we something different. And Alex would say, oh, I just saw my third meteor. And so I'd look at that window and I'd miss the meteor. And then Sergei would say something else. Oh, look at this. And then I'd turn my head quickly and I'd miss whatever he was looking at. But it was just such a neat, when you're all three in the cupola looking at the Earth. Everybody's silent for a period of time. You realize everyone is just soaking it in because you may not see this ever again, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I bet it is. Well, along those lines, this is from a reader. He's wondering, being off the planet, being off Earth, how does that make you? Does it make you feel differently about planet Earth?
I think so. A couple things it does. Certainly, I've found that when family members or friends send me small videos of their children or anything like that playing in a field, I find that much looking at the people as I am looking at the planet and listening for the wind or listening for the birds, because you realize you do miss that up here.
Yeah.
We are somewhat isolated. It's a wonderful machine that we live in, but those small things. You realize you do miss very much while you're up here and how much it means to you. On the other side, and I've said this a couple times to folks, in that we've had a lot of vehicles come and visit us up here, what we call cargo vehicles. And to look the window of ISS and see one of these huge cargo vehicles approaching and literally stop and then pull up to ISS, and we end up capturing it with a robot arm and then parking it just like in a parking lot, is amazing. I cannot explain that view. to folks on the ground, just to actually see that vehicle pull up and realize what our capabilities are up here. I've been training for years and years and years, but you just don't get the true feeling until you're up here and you see it happen.
Well,